The galaxy was quiet, far quieter than anyone had expected. Stars twinkled like tiny diamonds scattered across the endless black sky. In this silence, advanced civilizations traveled, explored, and sometimes fought, believing they were the most powerful beings in the universe. They had maps of countless worlds, knowledge of strange life forms, and technology that could make entire planets disappear. And then, one day, a signal appeared. It was faint, almost imperceptible, coming from a small blue planet in the Milky Way galaxy, Earth. At first, no one took it seriously. It's probably just background noise, the alien scientists said. But the signal was not random. It was intelligent, patterned, and full of curiosity. Someone, or something, was trying to communicate. A council of the galaxy's oldest civilizations gathered to discuss it. They were proud, powerful, and certain of one thing. No one could rival them. The very idea that a primitive species could send a signal intelligent enough to attract attention was laughable. "They are simple, primitive," said one elder alien with 3 eyes and silver skin. "We have nothing to fear from them." "Still," said another, a creature with long tentacles and glowing veins, "we should investigate. Even if they are weak, it is curious. Intelligence often surprises us." The council agreed to send a small expedition. They did not expect danger. They did not expect challenge. They did not expect to be shocked. On Earth, life went on as usual. People walked the streets, unaware that the first intelligent beings from across the stars had noticed them. Humanity was still learning about space, building rockets, sending satellites, and exploring the moon. They were a young species in the eyes of the galaxy, yet full of energy, creativity, and an unshakable spirit. The alien ships arrived quietly, hidden in the shadow of the moon, observing humans without being seen. The ships were massive, gleaming with strange metals and glowing lights. Each vessel hummed with energy that Earth scientists could only dream of. But the humans did not see them. At least, not yet. Inside the lead ship, Commander Virek watched the planet below. Virek was a veteran of many first contacts, and he had never seen a world like this. Blue oceans stretched across the surface, green forests sprawled like carpets, and tiny points of light marked cities. But what caught his attention most were the humans themselves. "They are active," Virek muttered. "They move, they build, they create. But their intelligence, so young, yet different." His second-in-command, Lisa, studied the patterns of human communication. "Their language is primitive, but their minds. We detect patterns of creativity we do not see often. They are unpredictable." Virek frowned. "Unpredictable is dangerous. Keep observing. Do not make contact until we understand them." And so, the aliens watched. Days turned into weeks, and still, humans remained unaware. They worked, played, argued, and laughed. They explored their small world with curiosity and determination. They invented things, solved problems, and sometimes made mistakes. But each mistake taught them something new. Virek began to notice something unusual. The humans' technology was primitive, yes, but their ideas were fast, rapid. They seemed to learn, adapt, and improve at a pace that shocked even him. A small rocket launched yesterday might fail, but the next one would fly higher, better, stronger. No one in the galaxy moved that quickly in their early stages of development. Lisa's sensors picked up signals from human communication. Patterns, codes, and messages, simple yet strange. "They are organizing in ways we do not fully understand," she said. "It is almost like they are aware of us, but only slightly. They do not see the bigger picture yet." Virek's 3 eyes glimmered. "We cannot underestimate them. Not yet. But still, they are young. They are children." But the more they watched, the more Virek began to feel uneasy. There was a spark in humanity, something the aliens had not seen before. It was not strength, not technology, not numbers. It was potential. And potential if underestimated, could be deadly. Then, one night, something extraordinary happened. On a quiet farm, a young human named Emma pointed a telescope at the stars. She noticed a strange light moving among the constellations. It was subtle, flickering, almost like it was hiding. She didn't know it yet, but that flicker was one of Virek's observation drones. "Maybe it's just a satellite," Emma whispered to herself. But she felt a strange thrill, a feeling that something bigger was happening, something beyond her understanding. Virek's ship detected her observation. "They are noticing us," Lysa said. "They are aware of our presence." "Too soon," Virek replied. "They are not ready. They could panic. We cannot reveal ourselves yet." But even as he spoke, Virek realized that humans were unlike any other species in the galaxy. They were curious, brave, and remarkably adaptable. Even at their youngest stage, they were already thinking beyond their limitations. Days passed, and the Council of Alien Civilizations continued to discuss Earth. "They are weak," one elder said. "We could destroy them easily." Virek shook his head. "Do not be so sure. They are weak now, but I sense a fire inside them. A fire we cannot measure or predict. If we underestimate them, it could be catastrophic." Lysa leaned over the observation deck. "Commander, look." Virek turned to see hundreds of small human inventions being launched into space. Amateur satellites, weather balloons, and simple rockets. Individually, they were insignificant, but together they painted a picture of a species that was experimenting, learning, and trying to reach for the stars. Virek felt a chill. They are reaching higher, faster than I expected, and at that moment, the alien commander realized something terrifying. These humans, this small young species, might not be as powerless as the galaxy believed. The Council would not yet see it. They would still laugh at humanity's primitive rockets and chaotic cities. They would not yet understand that the first contact with Earth would go wrong, not because the humans were weak, but because the galaxy had underestimated them entirely. And so the aliens continued to watch, their curiosity mixed with unease. The stage was set. The first contact had not yet begun, but when it did, the galaxy would never be the same. The alien ships hovered silently above Earth. Commander Virek watched the planet below, his three eyes scanning cities, oceans, and forests. Humanity was still young, still primitive, but it was also fascinating. "This is our chance," said Lysa, his second in command. "We can finally make contact. We can understand them fully." Virek shook his head. "We must be careful. Their technology is primitive, yes, but their unpredictability is dangerous. One wrong move and, well, we don't know what could happen." Despite his caution, the Council had ordered a first contact. A small delegation of aliens would descend to Earth, disguised to avoid immediate panic. They chose a remote desert, far from cities and satellites. The human population there was small, unassuming, and unprepared. The aliens emerged from their ship, moving carefully, their bodies glowing faintly in the desert night. The sand shifted under their weight, and the air shimmered around them with strange energy. They had come in peace, or so they thought. From a nearby town, a group of humans noticed strange lights in the sky. Phones were raised, cameras clicked, and whispers filled the air. But the humans did not panic. Curiosity, not fear, drove them forward. Emma, the young woman who had first noticed the alien drones, was among them. Her eyes widened as the lights descended. She had read about aliens in books, seen them in movies, but nothing prepared her for this moment. "They're real," she whispered. "They're really here." The aliens approached slowly, projecting calm and friendly energy. But the humans' reactions were unpredictable. Some screamed, some ran, and some, like Emma, stayed still, fascinated. Virek's sensors picked up their reactions. They are curious. They are observing us as much as we are observing them. The aliens tried to communicate. Words, images, and sounds were projected from their suits, attempting to establish a basic understanding. But humans did not respond as expected. They spoke their own language, full of emotion and hesitation, their voices rising and falling in patterns the aliens could not decode immediately. Lissa frowned. Their communication is chaotic. It is not structured like any species we have contacted. Virek studied Emma as she stepped forward, her eyes bright and fearless. She raised her hand in greeting, mimicking gestures she had seen in movies. The aliens paused. This human was not running, not panicking. She was curious, brave, and intelligent. Interesting, Virek muttered. One individual shows clarity and understanding, but the rest, unpredictable. Suddenly, a small human drone, a simple quadcopter, buzzed near the aliens. It was part of Emma's experiments with technology, entirely harmless, but the aliens misread it. One of the alien guards reacted instinctively, moving to intercept. The humans screamed. Chaos erupted. Virek's heart, or whatever organ his species used to simulate emotions, raced. They panicked too easily. We need to retreat before this escalates further. But it was too late. The humans were already curious, cautious, and bold. They approached, the aliens again, this time with a mix of fear and fascination. They tried to touch the glowing suits, take notes, and communicate in their simple language. Virek realized something critical. These humans were different. They were not just surviving. They were adapting. Every mistake they made, every new idea they tried made them faster, smarter, and more unpredictable, Lissa said quietly. Commander, they are learning fast. Yes, Virek replied, his voice low. Faster than I expected. And that is dangerous for us. The first alien-human interaction ended without violence, but it left an uneasy tension in the air. The humans had seen the aliens, touched them, and even learned a few things from their presence. The aliens had observed human ingenuity, curiosity, and adaptability. Neither side was fully prepared for what would come next. As the alien delegation retreated to their ship, Virek looked back at the humans. We came to observe, to understand, but they have already changed the situation. We underestimated them. And that is never wise. Emma watched the ship disappear into the night sky, her mind racing. She did not yet know the full scale of what had happened, but she felt it deep inside. Humanity had made contact. Not the contact the galaxy had expected, but contact that would change everything. Above the desert, the alien commander made a quiet note in his data logs. Humanity is not primitive. They are unpredictable. They are remarkable. We must proceed with caution. First contact has begun, but it has already gone wrong. And in that moment, the galaxy's biggest mistake became clear. It had underestimated humanity. The alien delegation had returned to their ship, but Commander Virek could not stop thinking about the humans. They were young, small, and seemingly weak, but there was something in them, something he could not ignore. Lissa, he said, staring at the stars, I've seen many civilizations in my life, but humans, they are different. Lissa nodded. They are fast learners. Their minds adapt in ways we did not predict. I am concerned, Commander. Virek frowned. Concerned is one word, but it is more than that. Something about them. It is remarkable. Dangerous, even. The delegation began reviewing the data collected during the first contact. They analyzed human language, technology, and behavior. The patterns were chaotic, disorganized, and yet strangely brilliant. Humans solved problems in ways no alien species ever had. Look at this, Lissa said, showing a display. On the screen, sequences of human inventions, solutions, and ideas flashed by. Simple machines, rudimentary rockets, communication systems, but each innovation built on the last in rapid, almost reckless succession. Virek's three eyes widened. They learn, adapt, and improve faster than any species at their stage. This is impossible by our calculations. But the real shock came when they analyzed human history. Ancient records, long-forgotten knowledge, and early attempts at science revealed patterns that hinted at intelligence stretching far beyond what anyone expected. Humans were not just clever. They were curious, persistent, and surprisingly bold. They have been observing the galaxy in their own way, Lissa said. Even before our arrival, their myths, their stories, they are full of hints, patterns, almost like premonitions. Virek leaned back. So they were aware of us, perhaps not fully, but in some sense? Yes. This is troubling. We underestimated them. Badly. The Council had assumed humans were primitive, weak, and irrelevant. They had not expected the first contact to go wrong. They had not expected humans to be capable of problem-solving beyond their technological level. Now, the aliens had proof. Humanity was unpredictable. They did not follow patterns that could be analyzed and controlled. Their minds were fast, adaptable, and bold. And more than that, they were brave. Meanwhile, on Earth, Emma and her friends were already experimenting with what they had learned. Strange lights in the desert, unusual sounds in the night. They had seen them, studied them, and even begun replicating some of the ideas. They are experimenting with things they should not yet understand, Lysa said. Even on their primitive level, they are remarkable. Virek's voice was low, almost a whisper. This is not just curiosity. This is preparation. They are preparing to rise in ways the galaxy cannot predict. The aliens continued their scans, watching as humans launched small rockets, experimented with communications, and shared knowledge rapidly among themselves. Every action was small, but collectively it revealed a species that was thinking ahead, even without realizing it. Then, an unexpected event occurred. A human-made satellite, designed for weather observation, intercepted one of the alien drones. Instead of destroying it or panicking, the humans carefully studied the drone, taking notes, testing responses, and even trying to communicate. Lysa stared at the screens. Commander, they are learning from us, they are improving, and they don't even realize it. Virek exhaled a long breath. This is unprecedented. No species has ever reacted to our technology like this, especially at such a young stage. Humans are dangerous in ways we do not understand. The alien delegation began sending reports to the Council, warning of the humans' potential, but the Council dismissed their concerns. They are primitive. They cannot pose a threat, said one elder alien. We have seen countless species at this stage. There is no danger. Virek felt a chill. They are wrong, he said quietly. They do not understand. They will regret underestimating humanity. On Earth, humanity continued unaware. They were curious, excited, and fearless. They were experimenting, learning, and adapting faster than anyone imagined. The aliens' interference had only accelerated their progress. Emma stared at the night sky, feeling an unexplainable thrill. Something is coming, she whispered. Something big. Virek observed from afar, realizing the truth. The galaxy had misjudged the humans entirely. They were not weak, not irrelevant, not naive. They were clever, adaptable, and bold, and most of all, they were unpredictable. For the first time, Commander Virek felt a sense of fear. Not of violence, not of weapons, but of human potential. He knew the galaxy's pride and overconfidence could be its downfall. The first contact had already gone wrong, but the real shock was only beginning. Humanity was more than just a primitive species. They were a force that could change the balance of the galaxy, and the aliens would soon learn that underestimating humans was a mistake that no one could afford to make. The galaxy's council convened in a grand chamber that floated among the stars. Alien delegates from hundreds of worlds gathered, their voices echoing in strange harmonics, their bodies glowing with authority. They were powerful, experienced, and certain of one truth. No species in the universe could challenge them. And yet, the reports from Commander Virek's delegation created tension. The humans of Earth, so young and seemingly weak, had surprised them. They learned quickly, they adapted, they were unpredictable. They are primitive, one elder alien said, his long tentacles waving with frustration. We have no need to worry about them. Another, a sleek silver-skinned species with sharp eyes, shook her head. Primitive? You underestimate them. They learn faster than any species at our stage. Their technology may be basic, but their minds are dangerous. Virek stood quietly at the back of the chamber observing. He had warned the council that humanity was not to be ignored, but pride blinded many of the delegates. They laughed at the idea that humans could pose a threat, dismissing his warnings as caution, bordering on fear. Dangerous? Muttered an elder. They are children, a species in diapers compared to us. What could they possibly do? But Virek knew the truth. The humans were unpredictable. They experimented, adapted, and solved problems in ways the galaxy could not predict. And in their curiosity, they had already begun learning from the aliens themselves. Meanwhile, on Earth, humans continued their work. Emma and her friends had launched new experiments combining technology with imagination. Small rockets flew higher, communication signals reached farther. Even simple machines performed in ways that suggested a growing intelligence. Lysa, observing from orbit, could not hide her concern. Commander, they are learning from our mistakes too. Every time we interfere, they adapt faster. Virek's eyes narrowed. Exactly. That is why the Council must not underestimate them. We cannot control them like we do with other species. Back in the Council chamber, debate grew heated. Some argued for diplomacy. We must contact them carefully, guide them, shape them, one delegate said. Others, however, saw opportunity. Why not strike first? Their technology is primitive. They are weak. A quick attack and this species will vanish before it matters. Virek's voice cut through the chatter. An attack would fail. They are young, yes, but adaptable, unpredictable. If you strike, you may awaken a force you cannot control. The chamber fell silent. Few had considered this. Few had ever feared a species so young. On Earth, the humans remained unaware of the Council's debate. They were focused on discovery, on learning, on exploring the unknown. But the signs of tension in the stars began to affect them subtly. Satellites flickered. Strange signals reached the planet. And sometimes, just at the edge of vision, humans glimpsed lights that moved too deliberately to be natural. Emma felt it most clearly. Something is watching us, she whispered one night, staring at the sky. Not all of them are friendly, but I don't think they are here to hurt us, yet. Virek observed the same humans from orbit, feeling a mix of admiration and unease. They are bold, curious, intelligent, and they have no idea the storm that is brewing above them. The first conflict, Virek realized, would not be physical. It would be a battle of minds. The Council was divided. Some wanted to manipulate humanity, some wanted to eliminate it, and some, like Virek, simply wanted to understand before it was too late. Lysa turned to him. Commander, if the Council makes the wrong decision, humans could rise faster than they expect. And then what? Virek's expression was grim. Then the galaxy will realize its mistake. Too late. Meanwhile, human experiments grew bolder. Small rockets carried sensors into the sky. Communication signals bounced farther. Even simple machines began performing tasks that suggested innovation and problem-solving on a scale that the aliens had not predicted. It was subtle, almost invisible. But to Virek it was a warning. Humanity's strength was not in numbers or weapons, it was in mind, curiosity and adaptability. The Council continued to debate, unaware that every day humans grew stronger in ways that mattered most, in intelligence, creativity, and unpredictability. And the storm of conflict was rising. The galaxy, proud and overconfident, had underestimated humanity once. But that mistake was only the beginning. For the first time in history, a young species of humans had caught the attention of the galaxy, and the consequences of that attention would shake stars, civilizations, and even the Council itself. The first whispers of danger began to spread, not from humans. Not yet, but from the realization that a species so small, so young, could not be ignored, and Commander Virek knew the truth. The first contact had not failed because of humans' weakness. It had failed because of the galaxy's arrogance. The rising conflict had begun. and no one, not even the Council, could yet see how far it would go. The galaxy watched. From the Council's floating chamber, alien delegates whispered and argued, their glowing forms trembling with uncertainty. They had underestimated humanity, and now the young species was beginning to show signs of something different. Commander Virek floated silently above Earth, observing. From orbit, the planet seemed small and fragile, but the humans below were anything but weak. They were clever, unpredictable, and most importantly, resilient. Commander, Lissa said quietly, they are doing things we cannot predict. They're experiments. They are improving faster than we calculated. Virek's eyes glimmered. Yes, and they are doing it without even knowing it. They are building solutions, adapting to problems, and learning from everything they encounter. Their edge is their mind. On Earth, Emma and her friends were busy. They had taken the observations of the strange lights in the sky, the alien drones, and turned them into lessons. Using simple materials, makeshift tools, and creative thinking, they began experimenting with energy patterns, communication signals, and even the small propulsion techniques glimpsed in alien movements. Look, Emma shouted. A small rocket crafted from recycled metal and powered by a rudimentary engine soared higher than any human had expected. Sensors attached to it sent data back to their small lab. Every launch brought new discoveries. Every failure taught them something important. The aliens watched, stunned. They are learning from our own presence, Lysa said. And improving on it. Faster than we anticipated. Virek leaned forward. Their minds are adaptive. They can take any input, analyze it, and turn it into innovation. That is their hidden edge. Not weapons. Not strength. Creativity. That is why the Council will fail to control them if they try. The Council, meanwhile, argued again. They are primitive, one elder insisted. Their machines are weak. Their defenses are non-existent. Another delegate shook her head. Do you not see? They are not bound by what we consider limitations. Their unpredictability is frightening. We cannot calculate them. That is dangerous. Back on Earth, Emma noticed a strange signal coming from her homemade satellite. It pulsed rhythmically, almost like a code. She stared at it, intrigued. Could this be a message? She wondered. Lissa, observing remotely from orbit, gasped. Commander, they are attempting to communicate with our devices. They are reaching out. Virek's eyes widened. They are learning faster than we expected. They are not just observing, they are interacting and adapting in real time. The humans did not yet understand the full scale of the alien presence, but they were proving something essential. Intelligence, courage, and curiosity could surpass raw technology. The aliens had weapons, shields, and advanced strategies. Humanity had none of these. Yet the humans' creativity, flexibility, and willingness to experiment made them unpredictable, uncontrollable, and formidable in their own way. Council delegates grew anxious. We cannot underestimate them again, one said. If they adapt like this, what will they be capable of in a decade? Virek remained silent, his three eyes fixed on the planet below. He had already seen the answer. Humans would continue to grow, to surprise, to innovate in ways the galaxy could not calculate. Their hidden edge was not in strength, but in their minds and courage, an edge that could change the balance of the universe. On Earth, Emma and her friends watched the night sky, unaware of the interstellar debates happening above. Something is coming, she whispered. But I think we're ready. We just don't know it yet. Lissa turned to Virek. Commander, should we warn the Council? Virek shook his head slowly. No, let them watch and panic. Humanity is learning, adapting, surviving.
They are not aware of their own power yet, and that
is terrifying for anyone who underestimates them. The hidden edge of humanity was clear. It was mind over matter, courage over fear, and innovation over predictability. And as the humans continued their experiments, their rockets and their communications, the galaxy's most powerful civilizations began to realize a terrible truth. They had underestimated a species that could not be measured, predicted, or controlled. The first contact had already gone wrong, and now the hidden edge of humanity was emerging. The galaxy, arrogant and overconfident, would soon discover that this small, young species was capable of far more than anyone had ever imagined, and Commander Virek knew, deep in his core, the storm was only beginning. Far above Earth, the galaxy was no longer calm. News of humanity's rapid learning and unpredictable creativity had reached every corner of the stars. Alien civilizations that had once laughed at the humans now whispered in fear and disbelief. In the Grand Council chamber, delegates argued passionately. Holograms of Earth spun in the center, showing human activity, small rockets soaring, signals bouncing, and new inventions being tested. "They are primitive," one elder shouted. "Look at their machines. Weak, crude, and slow. There is no threat here." Another delegate slammed a tentacle on the console. "Primitive? Do you not see what they are doing? They are learning faster than any species we have encountered. They experiment, adapt, and improve with every failure. This is unprecedented." Commander Virek floated silently in the back, observing the chaos. He had warned the council months ago. Humanity was not to be underestimated. And now the proof was undeniable. Lisa whispered beside him. "They are debating whether to attack, control, or ignore them. But whatever they choose, it will not be simple." Virek's 3 eyes narrowed. "No, humanity is not predictable. Any attempt to control them will fail, and if we attack, we awaken a force they do not yet understand, but one that could strike back with unimaginable strength." Across the galaxy, smaller civilizations watched the debates anxiously. Some argued for diplomacy, offering to guide humans carefully. "We can shape them," said one species with translucent skin. "If we are patient, we can turn them into allies." Others saw opportunity. "Strike now," said a winged delegate. "They are still weak. They cannot fight us. Erase them before they grow stronger." The council's disagreement spread tension like wildfire. The galaxy was divided. Pride battled fear. Arrogance battled caution. And humanity far below remained unaware of the storm gathering above. On Earth, Emma noticed strange signals repeating through her homemade devices. They pulsed rhythmically as if trying to communicate something urgent. She stared at them, puzzled. "Is someone watching us? Or trying to warn us?" Lisa's voice trembled with unease. "Commander, they are noticing our presence. They are reacting to our signals, and they are learning from them." Virek's expression was grim. "Exactly. They are growing faster because of us, even unknowingly. That is their hidden strength, and the Council cannot handle it. Not yet." Meanwhile, some alien spies suggested a preemptive strike against Earth. "Their technology is weak," one said. "If we destroy their satellites and labs, we can stop their growth." Virek's voice cut through the chatter. "Do not underestimate them. You have no idea what they are capable of. They may be weak in machinery, but their minds, their creativity, their courage, that is a weapon no one in this galaxy can predict." The council fell silent for a moment. Whispers spread among the delegates. Fear, uncertainty, pride, suddenly tinged with doubt. Back on Earth, humans continued experimenting, unaware of the decisions being made in the stars. They were learning, adapting, and growing stronger. Every day brought new ideas, new rockets, and new discoveries. And unknowingly, every human action added to the unease in the alien council. Virek floated above the planet, watching the humans below. "They are unprepared," he said quietly. "But the galaxy is far more unprepared than they are. Humanity's growth is inevitable. And when they realize their own potential..." Lisa glanced at him, her eyes wide. "It will change everything." Virek nodded slowly. "Yes. The galaxy's arrogance has set the stage for its own shock. Humanity is small, young, and underestimated, but they are unstoppable in ways no one has yet imagined." The council could only argue and speculate, unaware that humans' unpredictability was already rewriting the rules of power. Diplomacy, aggression, control, all these strategies were meaningless against a species that could think beyond expectations. And on Earth, Emma looked at the stars, a thrill running through her. "Something is coming," she whispered. "And I think we're ready, even if we don't know it yet." Commander Virek knew she was right. Humanity was unaware, yes, but already powerful in ways the galaxy could not predict. And when the Council made its first real move, they would discover a force they had ignored for too long. The galaxy was reacting, but humanity's hidden edge was already in motion. The first real confrontation was coming. And when it did, no one would be prepared for what would happen next. The Council had made its decision. Alien fleets, confident in their power, were sent toward Earth. They expected obedience, fear, and compliance. Humanity, so young and small, would fall easily. That was the plan. Commander Virek watched from orbit, unease tightening in his chest. They are underestimating them. Again, he muttered. Lisa, by his side, nodded gravely. Every warning we gave was ignored, and now we will see the consequences. On Earth, humans were unaware of the approaching fleets. Emma and her friends were focused on their experiments, launching small rockets and testing communication signals. Yet something in the sky caught their attention. Strange shadows moving faster than any aircraft glinting in the sunlight. They're back, Emma whispered. And they're bigger than last time. The alien fleets descended, their ships massive and gleaming, casting shadows across cities and oceans. The humans froze, staring in awe and fear. But fear quickly turned to curiosity. Humanity had learned to adapt, to experiment, and to face the unknown with courage. The aliens opened communication channels, projecting holographic messages across the globe. Humans, a voice boomed, deep and metallic. You have been observed. You are weak, primitive, and irrelevant. Submit to the Council or face destruction. Instead of panic, the humans responded creatively. Signals bounced back, simple at first, but quickly escalating. They sent coded patterns, images, and messages designed to confuse, analyze, and even mimic alien technology. Humans were learning from the aliens faster than the aliens expected. Virek's eyes widened. They are adapting. In real time. They are not following our expectations at all. In the desert where the first delegation had landed, small human teams set up simple devices, improvised satellites, signal relays, and energy reflectors. They did not yet have weapons, but their ingenuity made them unpredictable. Every alien move was countered, mirrored, or redirected by human creativity. Lissa's voice trembled. Commander, they are not just responding. They are controlling the flow of our communication. They are learning our patterns, predicting our actions. Virek's three eyes focused. This is why first contact has gone wrong. Not because of human weakness, but because we underestimated them. Completely. As the fleets attempted to intimidate, the humans improvised. Rockets launched in unexpected trajectories. Communication signals created interference patterns. Small machines triggered chain reactions in alien sensors. The humans were unarmed, yet they disrupted the fleets in ways no alien had calculated. From orbit, Virek realized the terrifying truth. Humanity's strength was not in firepower, but in ingenuity, adaptability, and courage. Every calculation the aliens had made was failing. Every prediction was wrong, and the humans were unaware of the full power they held. Emma stared at the sky, a thrill in her chest. We can do this, she whispered. We just have to think. Indeed, that was all humanity needed. Their creativity, their courage, their unpredictable minds had turned the tables on the galaxy. The fleets could attack, command, or intimidate, but nothing worked. Humanity was not a species to control. Virek sighed, a mix of admiration and dread. They came too early, yet too late. Too early for the galaxy to recognize them. Too late for anyone to stop them if they continue growing. The Alien Council watched the reports with horror. What they had assumed would be a simple display of dominance had turned into chaos. The humans had not only survived, they had shown ingenuity that no algorithm or strategy could anticipate. And in that moment, it became clear. The galaxy had misjudged humanity entirely. Their first contact had gone wrong, not because humans were weak, but because humans were unpredictable, clever, and uncontainable. From Earth, Emma looked at the stars, feeling a sense of power and wonder. Humanity had survived the impossible. They had faced the galaxy's might and, through creativity and courage, emerged unbroken. Commander Virek, floating in his ship above, whispered to Lissa, "The galaxy will never forget this mistake. Humanity, they came before anyone expected, and now everything will change." The fleets retreated, baffled and cautious, leaving humans standing, unarmed but victorious in their own way. The Council would have to rethink everything, diplomacy, power, and strategy, for a species that could not be measured or controlled. First contact had gone wrong. Humanity had won not by force but by mind, and the galaxy would never be the same again.